So now that former Vikings offense coordinator Kevin Stefanski is gone with the wind, he's fleeing to the Cleve. Quality 30 Rock reference there if you caught that. But with Stefanski gone, now the focus and question becomes, who's going to be the Vikings' next offensive coordinator? Zimmer's like, will you take this rose and call plays for me and take care of the offense? Because I don't give two hoots about that side of the ball. But whatever. Hey, let's start with first things first. Zimmer loves Gary Kubiak, mainly because he's always been looking for that head coach of the offense. He did with Norv, he did with Shermer, just like, you take care of that, I'll take care of this. Yeah. And, Gary Kubiak, he finally found a guy who's not itching to get back in the head coaching game. Yeah, like Norv Turner would have taken a head coaching job if one was offered to him. Trust me. Pat Shermer tried to level up, didn't quite work out with him and the Giants. But, Gary Kubiak is very happy with where he is. And also, Zimmer is right to want him around because Gary has been there, done that. He's been a head coach multiple stops. He's won a Super Bowl. He's got all that and a bag of chips. So number two, I don't think Gary wants to call plays. Like, honestly, I don't think he just wants to get back to the daily grind, the Sunday stress of calling plays. I think he likes where he's at. He's properly compensated where he's at and able to have some skin in the game without having skin in the game, if you know what I mean. Also, I'm sure, as a father, Gary Kubiak watching his son Clint just be able to rise up through the ranks, which, as we know, the coaching profession is very nepotistic. It's not a word, but you know what I mean. And I also think that he loves this whole mentor role. I think that he absolutely adored helping Kevin Stefanski grow as a play caller and as a game planner and help Kevin get a head coaching job in the NFL, which, yeah, it's Cleveland, but there's only 32 jobs. It's very limited. Right, so it won't be Gary Kubiak with the the Cheesecake Factory menu from him or the Bill Musgrave 3x5. He ain't gonna be doing that on the sideline. So the question is, who's it gonna be? It ain't going to be Pat Shermer. Now, initially, when Stefanski was getting some head coaching steam, we were on the, all right, bring Shermer back, former and future Vikings OC Pat Shermer. But when you just look at the dynamics, I don't think it would work out because the Stefanski and Kubiak dynamic worked out because it was mentor and mentee or mentee-mentor, that whole thing. Pat Shermer, he ain't in the menteeing business anymore. So I think it would be a clash of personalities, a la when Shermer was here as tight ends coach when Norv was in his death throes as the Vikings OC. So I think that really would be a too many cooks in the kitchen spot. It would be way different than this season's with Stefanski and the Kubiak contingent. Also, the Bears are after Shermer. We're recording this on Sunday afternoon, so something might have happened with Shermer already. Also, there's talk of Kevin Stefanski wanting Pat Shermer and his staff in Cleveland, because remember, Shermer with the Giants wanted to poach Stefanski 2 years ago, but also that'd be kind of awkward. Shermer just walking in that door with the same ownership that fired him after 2 years in Cleveland, which, it happens. It certainly happens. Like, Wade Phillips went back to the Broncos after being a head coach. Dave Campo went back to the Cowboys to be a defensive backs coach after being the head coach. So maybe not. But also, back to the Vikings OC. I don't see an outside hire here. I think Zimmer loves Kubiak, and I don't think they're just going to bring in an outsider. So either way, it's going to be someone in-house or someone from the Kubiak coaching tree. I firmly believe that. So candidate one in-house is obviously Clint Kubiak, where he is young, 32 years old, but he is in a similar mold to Stefanski, where first year quarterback coach, all that stuff. And then he get bumped up a la Stefanski last year? He did help Kirk Cousins have the best season of his career this season. So of the people remaining in the building, with Stefanski gone, who knows Kirk Cousins better than Clint Kubiak? Probably no one. So it would be a logical choice. I think it would be a lot leaning on Gary Kubiak the elder, a la what happened this year with Kevin Stefanski, and pretty decent results throughout the season, except for when it mattered the most. But in-house candidate number two be Rick Dennison, Vikings offensive line coach / run game coordinator. Now, he was Kubiak's offensive coordinator in Denver for 2 seasons. Now, that is in name only, as Gary Kubiak was the one calling the plays. But also, it's a similar capacity to Kyle Shanahan when he was the offensive coordinator with the Texans under Kubiak as well, because it was like, Kubiak's still calling plays. What are you going to do? Also, Rick Dennison does have a year of play calling experience. He was the Bills OC, first year Sean McDermott in 2017 in Buffalo. So he does have some experience there, a little bit older, a little bit wiser as well. So, could this be one of those weird compromises where it's Clint Kubiak is the co-offensive coordinator with Rick Dennison? I mean, it's stupid enough that it might actually happen. I don't really know. Candidate number 3, I guess, would be Brian Periani, who's part of the Kubiak contingent, came over. Although he's only been a tight ends coach throughout his career, so maybe he's just fine being a position coach. So maybe he doesn't want to be OC. Maybe that's it. And then also, just looking through the Kubiak coaching tree, outside hire could be Greg Knapp, where Greg Knapp is currently the Falcons' quarterbacks coach. He does have 10 years of offensive coordinator experience, sprinkled all through the league. His offenses aren't great, but also he served 2 stints under Kubiak as quarterback coach in both in Houston and in Denver, so he's very familiar with Gary, and would be a spot where if you did bring someone in from outside, it's not going to be shaking things up too much. It's going to have a similar philosophy, similar verbiage, and which would really help with continuity with the players and the organization. And I think that's what the Vikings want to do, because if they have one more year left and they're pushing all their chips in the middle in 2020, 1 year left of Cousins, 1 year left of Zimmer, 1 year left of Spielman. I mean, ideally, even though you're losing Stefanski, you'd like to keep as much continuity as possible and not having putting the offense behind the 8 ball, having to learn a brand new system, a brand new verbiage, and a brand new philosophy right away, especially when you have the ability to keep one in-house that worked relatively well during the 2019 season. So, we'll see. Again, I think Clint Kubiak is probably the betting favorite, but yeah, I don't see anything insane necessarily happening. All I know is Gary Kubiak is probably not going to be calling plays. But who do you think is going to be? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Brand new way to support the channel. Click that join box down below. Become a monthly or platinum Jerome player and support the Rebel Media. That's what we do. As well as give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.